Welcome to the 42nd Annual Game & Fish Collectible Conservation Stamp Art Show, sponsored by the Wildlife Fund. Thanks for joining us. We will be announcing the winners of this year's professional and student contests. First, let's take a look at all the entries from this year's professional artists. As you watch, keep an eye out for that favorite entry. Once you've viewed all the entries, you'll be able to submit a vote for your favorite artist and help us select the People's Choice Award. You have about 10 minutes to cast your vote, so head on over to the link in the comments section and to vote for your favorite piece of art. So as you can see, we had some great submissions this year. In total, we had 63 entries from artists in 18 different states. So now let's take a look at the entries submitted by youth this year as part of our Inspire a Kid program. Wow, those are some great entries. This is our third annual youth contest, and it's always great to see the hard work our students put into their pieces every single year. At this time, I'm going to hand it over to our Wyoming Game and Fish Department's Deputy Director of External Affairs, Doug Brimeyer, who will be announcing this year's youth winners.
Thank you, Amanda. As many of you know, Game and Fish has conducted this show for the last 42 years. This tradition began in 1984 as a way to celebrate Wyoming's iconic wildlife species through our talented artists, and this year is our third year of including a youth category in this contest. More than 191 youth entries were received from all around the state, and we want to acknowledge the teachers who inspired their students to submit their artwork in this contest. Before we announce the winners, I'd like to take a moment to talk about this incredible little animal. If you've never seen one, a pika is about the size of a hamster with short rounded ears. They make their home in piles of rocks high up in the mountains and enjoy the cooler weather that's there all year round. Some people call them rock rabbits, and they're very vocal residents of Wyoming's alpine areas. Hikers often hear them well before they see them, and their high-pitched, repetitive calls are really notable when you're out walking and hiking in those alpine zones. These calls help reinforce their territories and also are alarm calls if something's going on in the area that they have concern with. Pikas gather grasses and wildflowers all summer long and pile them in little haystacks. So if you're hiking in these alpine zones in the rocky areas, you might see little piles of hay that those pikas have piled up. And they live on these all winter long because they don't hibernate. It's important for them to have these piles. It's their lifeline for the winter. I encourage you to head outside and see these awesome little animals for yourself. Great places to see them include our mountain ranges throughout Wyoming, including the Teton Range, the Snake Range, and the Snowy Range. When you're out looking for pikas, don't just use your eyes. You will likely hear their high-pitched calls well before you see them. So be sure to keep the noise down and your ears open. As with all wildlife, be sure to maintain a respectful distance and give them their space. And with that, I think we'll move on to announce our youth competition winners for this year. And here we go. So the K through 2 award winners, third place, Autumn K from Thane Elementary. The second place is Walter F from Thane Elementary. And first place is Nash B, also from Thane Elementary. Grades 3 through 5 award winners include third place, Justina B from Pioneer Park Elementary. Second place goes to Thomas B, and that's Heart and Mind Academy. And first place is Charles Z, and it's a homeschool. The 6th through 8th grade award winners include third place, Liz M, and that's Pioneer Park Elementary. Second place is Mia G, and that's McCormick Junior High School. And first place is Carlin T, Pine Bluffs Junior High School. In grades 9 through 12, the award winners include third place, Janessa T from Wind River High School. Second place is Maggie B from Douglas High School. And first place, Liam S, and that's from Wind River High School as well. Once again, great job to all who participated. Thanks to the teachers and congrats to our winners. And back to you, Amanda.
Thanks, Deputy Director Brimeyer. The winners of the professional contest will be announced in just a minute. But first, I'd like to remind everybody you still have a few minutes to vote for your favorite piece of artwork in the professional contest to help us select our People's Choice Award. While you vote, we also want to thank the judges who selected our winners this year for the Collectible Conservation Stamp Art Show. Our 2025 judges are Jane Levino, Patrick Owen, and Emily Smith. We also had 2 non-voting biological judges as well. These judges take a look at the art before the contest to make sure that everything meets our biological accuracy standards, which is an important part of determining the winner. This year's biological judges were Ember Hall and Dana Nelson. All right, now it's time to announce the winners. Thanks again to everyone who participated. It was a tough competition this year for sure. We're going to go ahead and start with the honorable mentions. We have Dan Andrews, Denver, Colorado, Renee Piskorski, Cheyenne, Wyoming, Wayne Griffin, Atlantic City, Wyoming, Nancy Avery, Washington City, Utah, Chance Tedesco, Bangor, Pennsylvania, Jennifer Berg Sauter, Gehring, Nebraska, Annalise Haas, Jackson, Wyoming, Kane Dement, Grayling, Michigan, Amanda Huckle, Palestine, Texas, and Rosemarine Chabin, in Casper, Wyoming. Okay, and here we go, the moment we're all waiting for. Here are the winners for 2025. Fifth place and $250 goes to Megan Beefers out of Farson, Wyoming. Fourth place and $500 goes to Catherine Holt in Evanston, Wyoming. Third place and $1,000 goes to Ryan Niss of Johnstown, Pennsylvania. And second place with $2,000 goes to Justin Hayward of Casper, Wyoming. And the winner of the 2026 Collectible Conservation Stamp Art Contest and a prize of $3,500 goes to Michael Patrick Bailey of Newburgh, Indiana. Awesome job, everyone. Well, you have a few more seconds to cast your vote for the People's Choice Award, and we're going to be announcing that on our Facebook page right after the show. Congratulations to all the winners. The original artwork seen tonight can be purchased online through the link we just shared in the comments. So if you see something you can't live without, head on over to our online store and grab it before it's gone. Deputy Director Burmeyer, any closing thoughts?
I just want to thank everyone again for their amazing work and sharing their talents with Game and Fish. It's a great opportunity for Wyoming to show off our artistic talent and our respect, admiration, and value for wildlife species. I would also like to take this opportunity to let the people know that in May we'll be announcing our species for next year.
Thanks, Deputy Director Burmeyer. We can't wait to let you know which animal we showcase during next year's Collectible Conservation Stamp Art Show. Be sure to check back in May and find out, and then look for our competition's rulebook and guidelines on our website in early fall. We look forward to seeing all the entries next year. Thanks so much for watching tonight. All of the artwork featured will be on display at our Game and Fish headquarters in Cheyenne through May. We encourage you to stop by, bring a friend to check it out, and maybe even purchase your favorite piece. Enjoy the rest of your evening and have a good night. Be sure to head over to our Facebook page to see that People's Choice Award.